did was the painting which we were just making today. We just did a simple sketch of the hill. We made this curved line and we made a coil and then we went straight back. And we just made the circle. Either you can freehand draw it or you can use some kind of tool to draw the circle. And then after that, we just used our blue, our basic blue, and took our biggest brush we had and just made this nice background with the stroke of left and right, nice and big strokes. All right, so we'll move on to our next step. Our next step is pretty simple again. Take a little bit of water on your brush, take that yellow paint which you have. Don't put too much again, just a slight bit. And try to use your tip. Let's go around the outline of our circle when you're able to see it, and just make the outline first with the yellow. You just want to have a nice and straight outline. It's fine if you can see the blue behind. That'll cover up in our second coat of blue, which we do. Just fill. So we're just making the outline of the sun. Once you finish the outline, you can just start moving and covering the whole inside with yellow. And we'll have to wait for that to dry too then. Done with the outline, try to make once you're going inside the moon, may have a circular motion and a consistent stroke throughout so you can have a nice blend in the moon. And we'll just wait for that to dry a little bit too. Clean your brush again, don't have the color dry on the brush because then you can't remove it. So again, you can work with any kind of medium you have. I'm using acrylic right now, but you can, if you have watercolor, you can use that. You can use crayons, color pencils, any kind of thing you have, we can work with it. We can create this paint. Ready? So what you'll need is, we'll take another coat of yellow on it. So this step is again very simple, because we want to have this moon very bright, and I can still see a little bit of blue in my background. So we'll just add another coat of yellow, and we'll do another yellow in the moon. So we'll just go on and just paint the same thing. Be careful not to go outside of your outline which you made of the moon. You're going to stay inside. Alright. So for the next step, what we'll do is we'll take our white and we'll just kind of apply it in the middle. So if you can see in the original painting, we have this little bit of white in the middle, just blending in on the with the yellow. So we'll just do that. We want our paint to still be a little bit wet so we can blend very nicely. So clean your brush nicely because we don't want the yellow to be mixing with the light. Right. Apply some water on your brush and just sprinkle some water in your white also, so it'll blend really nicely with the yellow. So I'm just going to take some white and I'll go in the middle and I'll just kind of place it here, like so. And what I'll do is now I'll wipe off all the white from my brush and I'll just blend it with the yellow. So I have a nice and dry brush and I'm going to blend it with the yellow. And I'll keep going outside till it's nicely blended with the yellow. And now my white almost disappeared because blended with the yellow. I'll just take some more white and no water on our brush this time. And I'll just, again, just start putting it in the middle. So again, we'll take our same brush you had, and this time we'll take white again. We're gonna add a little bit of details to this moon, and we'll take a lot of white, and this time what you wanna do is you wanna make a stroke called tapping. So you wanna put your brush kind of horizontal on the paper, and you just wanna tap the stroke just in circles and just tap, make these kind of lines. So it's fine if it doesn't blend with the yellow, doesn't have to. We'll just kind of make these nice and simple lines onto the moon. See if you can see that better. Yeah, we'll just kind of make these simple lines. Good. So let's go on to the next step. The next step is again very simple. Just take that yellow which you had before again. We'll take that yellow. We'll take that yellow and then we'll just make those same motions on the outer edge. Just that same motions. And if it's fine if it goes outside your boundary line of your moon, that's fine too. And you can go in a little bit in your yellows. And that's it. Now clean your brush again. We're going to be using our black now. Same round brush I'm going to be using for this next step. We'll be creating this kind of outer edge of our moon. It's very simple. We'll just take some black. Don't have to mix too much water with it. Again, we'll do the same line motion, though we'll go on outside of the moon. So it'll look something like that. So it'll have a nice and boundary line. And if it's fine, if it goes into your yellow a little bit, we'll just kind of mix that. And if it's looking too kind of too bright, that black, you can just take your yellow again and just go over this kind of outer edge. Just like that. Just go do that. And we'll just have to wait for that to dry a little bit. So take your biggest brush you have, put a little bit of water on your black paint. And just get a lot of paint there on your brush and just start with the bottom. Just make same strokes as we did in the background, left to right. Try to have a really nice blend so you don't see the brush strokes there. And just cover this whole hill. You don't have to go on the edges too much, just go kind of near to the bottom. If you don't have too much black paint, try mixing more water on it so you can have more quantity of that paint. But by adding more water, what it will do is you'll have less kind of color of the black. It won't be as dark. And just cover that. So now keep going. You can start kind of going in your outline also of it and just drawing that. So just cover it now. Now you can probably, if your sun is dry or your moon is dry, you can go into the moon also. And that's perfectly fine because this part, the bottom part of our moon is going to be covered by the hill. Alright, I'm just going to go till there because I still need my moon to be dried a little bit. But now what you can do is you can take your smaller brush which you have, and we can make this coil which we drew before using black because our blue is pretty dried, and we can just go in the outlines and create that coil with, again, just black paint, and we'll do the same thing. Try to take more color and less water because you have a blue background, so it'll be harder for you to when you add more color and less water, it'll be harder for the blue to be seen. Now I'll just move into the sun also, or the moon. My moon looks pretty dried. And again, I'll just finish this hill by this boundary line, and I'll just finish it there. So let's go on to the next step. The next step will be creating these kind of clouds shapes. What you'll need for this is you'll need your blue again, and you'll need some white. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my round brush, let's see, clean this. So you'll need your round brush, and we're just going to be mixing a lot of this white with this blue. So you're going to have a nice and light blue. There, just like that. You're going to have a different blue from this one in the background. Just a little bit blue and a lot of white. Just need a little bit more blue. Alright, so once you have like your whitish kind of blue, what you can do is we're going to use the same technique which we used in the sun, just tapping it. And we'll first go around our moon, and we're just going to, again, just tap motion here, just like that. Just make long lines. Just go around your moon first. Try to leave some space between your lines, so like mine, they kind of blended together. Try not to have that. Try to make it so you're able to see the different lines. And from there you can start creating spirals and stuff. So I'll just start going here a little bit, up here.
Spirals don't have to be specific, right? They can be freehand.
Well, yeah, you can make the spirals anywhere you want. I'm just going to be creating some over here. And if you don't have to create spirals, you can just create some lines here with that, even that'll work just fine. So just make this a little bit broader. That's one spiral. I'm just going to be creating this one long one here. So for this part, you want to try to have more paint and less water. Only then you'll be able to see this light blue color on the paper. Otherwise, that dark blue in the background will be visible, and you don't want that to happen. Right, so that'll be one spiral. And I'm just going to create some wavy line over here. I'll be done with this. All right. And now what you can do is you can just take some plain white and just do the same strokes, but don't do too many white strokes. We just want to add some little details and try to be able to differentiate the little lines which we made. So just take a little bit white with that same brush and just add little lines here and there. Try to just blend it a little bit with that blue so they don't look completely different from this blue which we have. Alright, so our next step, we're going to use our yellow again, and we're going to make little stars. As you can see in this painting, we'll just make these kind of stars in our spiral, outside our spiral, everywhere. Again, just take your round brush which you have, take that yellow again, and we'll just, between our spiral we have here, we'll just make this circle. And right now, if it's not looking that bright, that's fine. We can, once it dries, we can add another coat, and I'll make another circle over here. Just kind of that. And now my white is looking just a little bit too bright, so I'm gonna clean my brush. I'm gonna make it dry, and I'll go over the lines again, so it'll just kind of, my brush will pick up the color. I'm just gonna put a little bit of water on my brush too, and that'll help just pick up the color a little bit more. You can even take just a little bit of black on your brush and then again go over the lines just to try to blend them a little bit with the black on the hill. I'm just right now trying to just kind of blend these lines with the black, but at the same time they should be able to. And we're done with the hill. Now we need to add some graves and just little details over here. So use your smallest brush you have. Take your black on the brush, and what we'll do is we'll make some crosses over here. So for a cross, we'll just add a straight line here, and then on the top of that line, just add another horizontal line there. So like that. Yep. You can just add multiple of these. I'm gonna add one over here. They don't have to be completely straight. You can make one slanted, one big, one small, one odd. just like that. And we'll add some graves also. That's also pretty simple. 2 lines, leave a little bit space in between, and connect them by creating a curve. And just fill the space in, just like that. I'll add one over here. Just like that. You can add little highlights to these little details here. Just take again your smallest brush you have, put a little bit of white on it, and then on the right side of these figures, the crosses and the graves, we'll just follow the edge and create white lines there. Just like that. Just like that. So it looks like I'm able to see more light towards coming from this side onto these graves. Alright, so let's work on the figure. The figure is again really simple. Take your smallest brush, take a bit of black paint, and we'll go step by step for this figure. So what we'll do is we'll create on the top of the moon, start with a straight line like that. Start with a straight line. Just extend that line a little bit down and create 2 more lines there for the legs. Like that. And what we'll do is we'll add the head, just a simple circle for the head. Clean your brush, take more black paint, and we're gonna add a triangle over here and another triangle over in the bottom. It creates like an hourglass shape. And we'll just add like little spikes on the top. Just like that. And we'll add 2 hands, 1 hand, which just comes out like that, and 1 hand like, I need more black. And 1 hand that comes like this. Just like that. Yeah. And if you want, you can create any kind of figure. You can create a wolf, you can create a dog, cat, whatever you like. But I'm gonna go with this for now. And we just have one more step to do. And this is again, this next step is gonna be an optional step. But if you can do it, but you don't have to. It'll just give more looks to the painting, and it'll really come out with the Van Gogh style. For this last step, what we'll do is we'll take our round brush again. Doesn't have to be your smallest one. Just take a round brush or a flat one. And what I have is I have another kind of blue on my palette. But what you can do is you can either mix a little bit of black in your blue, just a little bit of white, maybe just create a kind of different kind of blue. And we'll go with the same tapping style, and we'll go around the whole background where we haven't put these. And we'll just kind of tap just these lines, kind of. There, just fill your whole page with that. Just do that. All right, was everyone done with these other steps?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, and just keep following. So go with the flow of the clouds. So if they're curving here, create your tabs like curved over there. Keep going. All right. I'm just gonna quickly just do something. I just feel like this corner is a little bit empty. So I'm just gonna add the same cloud again. You don't have to. I just feel like it's a little bit empty on this corner. So